The UK does not want us. Okay. People are forced to skip meals because they cannot afford to have 3 meals per day. Once a new policy comes out, every few months there are visa restrictions, every few months the fees are going up. Looking at my life here in UK, you realize that I'm actually surviving. I'm not living, I'm surviving. We are out here begging for shifts to survive, but there are no shifts. The problem is we created a culture where it feels like showing our struggles is a failure. How often do we post our struggles on social media? People think life abroad means luxury, but the reality is we are living hand to mouth. If you scroll through social media right now, you will see people living their best lives overseas. Fancy cars, new houses, going on holidays, all smiles. But that's not the reality.
Say what?
Behind those smiles, many of us are barely surviving. The cost of living is insane. The rent, it keeps going up. Shifts are disappearing and salaries just don't stretch anymore. People think life abroad means luxury, but the reality is we are living hand to mouth. We are isolated. We are constantly anxious about what's next because even if we're overseas, it seems like they don't want us. Here in the United Kingdom, you'll be working very hard, but it constantly feels like you're not even wanted amidst all the suffering that most overseas people are going through. Nobody talks about this. No one shows the struggles. But today, I'm going to be diving into the real struggles of migrants overseas. If you're coming across this beautiful face for the first time, my name is Pauline Popomoyo. I've been living and working in the UK for the past 6 years. I share content on how you can migrate to overseas without breaking a bank. I also share my life in the UK, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the bizarre. And today I'm going to be sharing with you the challenges which most of the migrants are facing here in the UK, but no one wants to talk about it. So without wasting any of your time, let's get into it. Let us be honest, guys. Social media has created this fantasy life abroad. We go on short trips, we post on social media. We go and eat out at a restaurant or hotel, we post on social media. We get a new car, a new outfit, we post on social media, creating this illusion that life abroad is beautiful, creating an illusion that life abroad is fantastic. But the reality on the ground is, behind that pretty photo, behind that nice car, there is credit card debt, there is stress, sometimes there's even hunger. Because what you see on social media is not the reality on the ground. People are suffering here in the United Kingdom. We are suffering in the United Kingdom. We are suffering abroad. We are failing to make ends meet. The problem is we created a culture where it feels like showing our struggles is a failure. How often do we post our struggles on social media? Nobody posts their struggles on social media. But the thing is, living overseas has become increasingly difficult. If you look at the salaries that we are getting here, whether a nurse, whether a doctor, whether a care assistant, the salary is not enough. When we left our countries, the UK felt like a land of great opportunities. But now it feels more like a trap for migrants. The rent is constantly going up. Bills, electricity, gas, groceries, everything has gone up here in the United Kingdom. And the salary that we get, most of the time we use to compensate by doing extra shifts for us to be able to make ends meet. But because the UK hired a lot of people from overseas, even shifts are no longer available. And if shifts are not available, it means the salary that you get at the end of the day is not able to sustain you. So what I realized is that saving money becomes very difficult. You cannot save anything because the little that you save, you find yourself going back after it because there are so many things which keep demanding your money. Beginning of September, my head nearly exploded. Literally, because one, I had a child starting university and another one starting secondary school. Just one pair of a skirt, just one skirt, secondary school skirt, is £50. Just to have a complete set of a uniform for a child to go and start Form 1, you have to have something like 800 to 1,000 pounds for one child. Then you have another child who is starting university, and university is expensive, guys, and the university is a bit far from home. You will need first month rent deposit, and you also need money for rent because there is no accommodation at the campus. You are looking at a good £1,200. Not only that, you also need bedding and everything to finish the new house. You also need stoves, you also need, guys, on top of that, you also need new things like you need computers to use at school, you need books to use at school, all that coming at one go. In addition, you have to pay your rent, you have to pay your gas, you need to pay all your other bills, you need to fuel your car, you need to buy groceries. At the end of the day, in just 1 month, you need something like £4,000 to £5,000 just for your children to kickstart school and pay your rent and pay your bills. If you look at this, this is a true reflection of what UK life is, which means you cannot save anything at all. And in the event that you are able to save something, something always comes up. Your car has broken down, you need to fix it. Your grandmother in the rural areas has run out of BP medication. They need some money from you because you're overseas, you're moneyed, right? Somebody has died, they need funeral costs overseas. There's always something, and that little that you save, you end up with nothing at the end of the day. Not only do you end up with nothing, some things just come up and pop out of nowhere. You need money and you have no money, you end up doing what? End up borrowing, which means at the end of the day, not only are you failing to save overseas, you're also in debt. Everything in the United Kingdom has gone up. Whether it's rent, food, fuel, everything. But there's only one thing which hasn't gone up. That is our pay. The pay just remains the same, but everything skyrockets. And there are instances where you are told there are no shifts. There are care workers who are told you can't come to work next week because there are no shifts. So can you imagine being in a foreign land away from home and you're told there are no shifts? And what do you depend on? You depend on money that you earn from shifts. People are forced to skip meals here in the UK. People are forced to skip meals because they cannot afford to have 3 meals per day. People are forced to skip meals here in the UK because they cannot afford to have even 2 meals per day. You hear people saying, oh, I'm doing OMAD, I'm on 1 meal per day. Some don't want to admit the struggles that we are facing, that we cannot afford to have 3 meals per day because there is no money You are forced to skip meals so that you stretch the little money that you have. But the funny thing is, when you go online, you see people protesting. Oh, migrants are taking our jobs. No, migrants are not taking anybody's jobs. Migrants are here in the UK begging for shifts because there are no shifts. No shift for nurses, no shift for carers. Yet, the funny thing is that there's critical shortage, but you'll be told no shifts. We are out here begging for shifts to survive, but there are no shifts. And guys, even if there are shifts, life abroad forces you not to have a social life, because what we are chasing are shifts so that we are able to make ends meet. You see, when you live abroad, you start losing connection with your family, with your friends, you miss out on many things. You miss out on birthdays, you miss out on funerals, you miss out even on family life. You come home from a long shift, too tired to cook, too tired to even talk, too tired to even entertain your own children, too tired to even entertain your own spouse. And over time, you start to feel invisible. You don't have a life. Yet back home, they think that you are living the life here in the UK. They think you are rich. They don't know or see the struggles that you go through here in the United Kingdom. And the painful bit is that with all these struggles and challenges that we face, you also feel unwanted here in the United Kingdom. You work very, very hard, yet they make you feel unwanted. Every few months, a new policy comes out. Every few months, there are visa restrictions. Every few months, the fees are going up. Every few months, we want to increase the indefinite leave to remain to 10 years. Every few months, don't bring your family to UK. There's always something about migrants here in the UK. And the message is quite clear. We don't really want you here. Yeah, we want your services and all, but we don't want you here. The UK does not want us. They want our services, but they don't want us. That is the harsh reality on the ground. So imagine working very hard, failing to make ends meet, and you are also faced with uncertainty because you do not know what tomorrow brings. You do not know what the government is going to wake up and think of. You do not know what the government is going to decide to do tomorrow. It's hard. They really don't want us. Yet we are the ones filling in care homes, filling in hospitals, doing supported living and all that. It's really painful to give so much only to feel unwanted in a place where you are actually helping build. I mean, we as nurses are needed here. We as carers are needed here. We are helping to build the United Kingdom. We are serving people in hospitals. We are serving people in care homes. We are there to support the elderly, the sick, and all that. Yet at the end of the day, you feel unwanted. Life of a migrant is very painful. At times I sit and look at my life and try and reflect. Looking at my life here in the UK, you realize that I'm actually surviving. I'm not living, I'm surviving. You understand? We are basically living hand to mouth. So most of the times you feel like, I should have achieved this. I should be having a house. I should be having... And it makes you feel like a failure because you don't want to be working, but you don't have evidence of why you're working. I've seen people leave the United Kingdom after 20 years. No house, nothing. It's because life is hard. And people don't want to say it out loud that life is hard in the UK. They pretend all is well. Then you wonder, if all is well, why is it that 20 years later, you still don't have a house? You don't have a place to call home, you're still paying rent after 20 years, after 25 years in the UK. So here is what I've learned. We are not failures, we are survivors. The fact that you are still standing in a system that is designed to break you, it means you are strong. This isn't weakness. This is real life. If you feel like you're drowning, because I know many of us are drowning, just know that you're not alone. I see you. We all do. Normalize telling your relatives the truth that you are suffering in the United Kingdom. The truth that it's difficult to make ends meet in the United Kingdom. The truth that rentals are very expensive, food is very expensive. Your salary is not enough to sustain you. Without extra shifts, you can't sustain yourself. And extra shifts are now hard to come by. Tell your relatives, because if you don't tell them, they'll keep on asking for money. You know that they keep on asking for money every week because you are posting that you are living the life in the UK, yet you know the reality on the ground that you don't have money. The salary is not enough. You are struggling. Tell them, I am struggling. There's no harm in telling your relatives that you're struggling. So let us all start telling the truth about migration, guys, not the filtered version. Let's remind each other that it's okay to struggle and it's okay to speak out. Speak out when you're struggling. Don't pretend all is well just to keep up appearances. It's pointless, because at the end of the day, you'll be in serious debt. At the end of the day, you will struggle all your life. And when you look back 20, 30 years down the line and ask yourself, what have I achieved? You have achieved absolutely nothing. Admit that you're struggling so that people don't have expectations. You understand? Because if you are posting your glitz and glamour, not that I'm saying don't post your glitz and glamour, people will assume, you don't know that you don't have money, they'll assume that you are the rich aunt overseas and they want to depend on you. So tell people the truth and live within your means. That one is very difficult. That one is very difficult to do, but you have to live within your means. Otherwise, the struggle is real, guys. This is the short video that I wanted to share with you. Do share in the comment section your current struggles here in the United Kingdom, because I know you are struggling. Don't need to hide it. What are you finding difficult here in the United Kingdom? Share your thoughts in the comment section. Otherwise, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my videos. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.